Hey guys, this is Katrina again here at Wondercon. I'm here with Max, who is the illustrator for Stone Star. How's it going, Max?
It's going very well. Having a phenomenal convention so far.
Yeah, it's so full today on a Saturday.
I can't believe how busy it is. It was full yesterday, but this is even more full. Yeah, it's great. It's fantastic.
Great. So I wanted to know how your track has been being an illustrator. How did you start all of this?
Yeah, so I've been drawing professionally at comics for about 6 years now. It's something I had always wanted to do as a kid. I loved comic books, in particular the art. I didn't really know how to break into it or if it was a practical career choice, but when I was a little bit older, about 6 years ago, I got together a portfolio, came down and went to Emerald City Comic Con in Seattle, and stood in line in front of a Dynamite editor, and he reviewed my stuff and luckily liked it enough to offer me a job. So that's how I got into the business.
I think that's really great because as a creative myself, I used to be very interested in the arts, like drawing, painting, but I never really, I'm more in film now. But, to be able to see you guys do this and find a career out of it is very inspirational. Yeah, and how long have you been doing this again, like officially?
Yeah, so I think my first published work was in 2012, I believe. It was just a 4-issue miniseries, so about 4 months worth of work. But, it did get into comic book stores. It was Red Sonja, so a character that a lot of people know and a lot of people like. And yeah, it got into comic book stores. So at that point, I was a published, comic book artist and have been working in comic books ever since.
And how is Stone Star? Tell me about the project that you guys have right now.
Yeah, so the project Stone Star is started with Jim Zub. I believe Comixology approached him and said that they wanted to work with him because he's blowing up right now doing Marvel stuff and creator-owned stuff and IDW. And he had this idea for a space sort of fantasy book. Him and I had wanted to work together again because we worked on Champions at Marvel together. Before that, we worked on the official Dungeons & Dragons comic book, and for a long time we've been friends and collaborators, and we wanted to create our own together, something that we owned and we could shape entirely. And this seemed like a really great opportunity because he had a distribution platform that was interested in him. He had this great concept, so he came to me with it wasn't called Stone Star back then, it didn't really have a title, but just an idea. The idea of a roving, traveling, gladiatorial arena that travels through space, lands on planets, and entertains the populace of the planet. So you've got tons of potential for sports-related drama, gladiator action with monsters, robots, aliens, strange creatures, and then the politics of, maybe like the shady dealings of, an organization that does that. So really just a story-rich environment, and Jim is fantastic because he had this idea, but really let me collaborate, take the reins, exactly. So it really feels like we built it together. I was doing designs right off the bat and really was able to form the aesthetic of the book alongside Jim. He would give me notes. He would say, maybe we shouldn't do that, or maybe this would be cool. But it was very much a collaborative process throughout the entire thing, yeah.
I love hearing that, and as I learn more about you guys as illustrators and writers and the process with as the colors come in and everything, it's just the teamwork and finding that person that you can mesh well with is always, it's like dating, you know what I mean?
It's everything. It's exactly right. You're forming a relationship, a working relationship with these people. So I have to give a shout out to Espen Grutenjern, who is the colorist, and Marshall Dillon, who does the letters. Tim Daniel did the logo of the book, which is amazing. But yeah, when I hand in the line art, which is purely black and white, to Jim, he will send it to Espen, and I get it back, and it looks like something almost completely different in the best possible way. He adds so much life and energy and atmosphere and just a magic quality to every single page that it just puts a huge smile on my face because it's almost like I'm doing 50% of the work and then he finishes it. So, and then Marshall takes it and letters it and adds a huge amount of character and storytelling just through the letters alone, which many people, they might think it's just what the characters say, but no, if you look at them, it really drives the story forward, and you feel those explosions because of the word choices and the font choices and the orientation of the letters. So yeah, it's the best team I could hope for on this book.
Well, that's great. I'm so glad you found that team.
Yeah, me too.
And how do you, like when you draw, like how do you translate that onto paper?
Yeah, so again, Jim's scripts are fantastic. They're the right mix of telling me what he needs out of the page, but also leaving it open enough that I can give it my own spin. I can hopefully utilize the things that I've learned over the years to create like a great action sequence or, a cool dramatic sequence. So he doesn't tell me like exactly what to do panel to panel, but he will give me what he needs from the page and then let me run wild with it. And a lot of times he'll see what gets put down on the page and go back and edit some of what the characters might be saying or the tone of the page, because the story sort of builds on itself back and forth. So it's, again, that true collaboration.
Very, very cool. Well, thank you so much, Max. Thank you for taking me along this journey and telling us about your works and the project that you guys worked together for Stone Sour.
Yeah, you're very welcome. Thanks for talking.
Thank you. Again, this is Katrina with IdeateTV. Cheers. Bye, guys.